There's a way I was. I can't. Oh my God. But yes, and 2 weeks ago when we celebrated 10 years, when we celebrated our 10 years with our teams at Thanksgiving, when we were leaving the premise, my mom literally, what is that? Laid hands on me and said, "You have such a huge responsibility. I don't know how you did it." Of course, she tells to me because my sister is always supporting from the US. I'm the one here, but support very, very fundamental. But because I am the one here, my mom placed her hands on my head and blessed me for the responsibility she saw that I had. And she said, "I don't know how you pull this off."
One of the things that many founders will speak of is the great successes that you've had. And right now you're in a season of great success. Things are working, your clientele is from high to low of all types. Let's talk about blunders. There must have been some business mistakes that you have made. What is the biggest mistake that you can think of that you've made in business that you'll never do again? And I know right now it's difficult to look at it as a mistake because it has worked for your good. But if you do remember a mistake.
I think the first one, and this is from a place of fear, when you come into business, you have passion, but also you want to make money, okay? Because you've come from a place of struggle and you don't want anything to do with the tax. You're even afraid of it. You literally run away from it. So we were good at banking. We could save, to kind of build our capital. But we kept running away from anything to understand around tax. I think when you fear something so much, you never understand it. So you run away from it. So the biggest blunder was building a business, growing at the rate we're growing, and thinking nobody was watching or nobody was actually taking account. You understand? And this is when now URA comes. Of course, we're doing the tax, but this general tax, your salon business, so you do KCCA, then you do the URA bracket of salons. However, little did we know that our bracket was changing and the tax man was watching. And this is what happens. The story, the story we had of how actually maybe URA came, and this is a vulnerable space for everybody that is in business. One of the commissioner's wife, this is a story we had, one of the commissioner's wife came to do hair at our place, paid 150,000, but the receipt did not have VAT. And he was like, "Where do you do hair of 150,000? But this 150, this place I hear it fills up like this." It means when we calculate, there's a certain category these people should be in. And so I think that's when now URA comes to investigate.
I mean, for those who don't know what URA is, that's
Uganda Revenue Authority,
yes.
The tax man.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the worst. It was the worst experience, but actually also the best. All things working out for our good. So once we went through that blunder, we were never the same. We understood tax. We started knowing tax. We started being compliant to tax. We actually knew if we need to grow, we must be comfortable and understand tax and apportion tax. So that was one of the biggest blunders. The other blunders we're going to make, we thank God. I think when you're God-led business, God comes through for you. It was before COVID, slightly before COVID. Remember, in our place, there's a lot of waiting time. And so the customers would always say, "But we wait for a long time." Sometimes we have left because of the waiting time. And at that moment, we thought the best idea was to open another branch. This was February. We talked about it, started looking for spaces. And this time, my brother comes in to help me with the spaces. While we're moving, still I'm on the road, and a taxi comes and says, "Be patient." Very huge word. It
Seems like transport is a thing for you. It's like it's become the
Yes,
word.
yes. I'm very alert in the spirit. Everywhere I must see God speaking. Everywhere. I'm very alert. But then it hits me strong. And I did not tell my brother anything. I didn't want to discourage him. And I didn't want to be too much. Sometimes when you're too spiritual, you're too much. Okay? Yeah. But I kept it within me. And I just said it. Simple prayer. I said, "Oh God, are you saying that whatever we are doing, we should be patient?" Because it has hit me so hard. But then we kept moving. We looked at the spaces. And then I go back home. Before I go to sleep, I said, "Lord, I feel like this is still strong on me. What do you want us to be patient about?" So I was in Ntinda because we have a branch in Ntinda. So we're in Ntinda. So the next day, I'm going to the Buganda Road branch, okay? Early in the morning, I'm thinking about Forest Mall at that time because I thought, okay, maybe we'll take them to Forest Mall. And I'm thinking, and a taxi just comes in front of me and says, "Be patient." Whew. I said, oh my God, like what are the odds? So I said, "God, please, when I park the car, let me speak to the partners. Please prepare them if it's you speaking." And so when I parked, I just called them. They don't yet slept. I called them. I said, "Guys, I don't think it's time for us to move." And they said, "Oh, yes, maybe let's look at the skill level. Let's look deeper. Why maybe the people are very slow. Maybe they're not very skilled, So something we had to go now into the training. That was Feb. March, we have a lockdown. 2 years not working. Ooh, I said, you know what? It's very important to listen to the leading of the Holy Spirit. And that was one blunder we're going to make. But God was on our side.
Yes. Now, you have a wealth, both of you have a wealth of experience, 10 years, wisdom that you have gained. And we can go on and talk about the mistakes and how we built this and we did this. I want to use this moment for you to actually give to those people who are in business. They started a salon just maybe not in the same way you did, or they started another type of business. What is the one advice that each of you would give to that entrepreneur who's thinking, "I'm ready to give up," or "I'm ready to start"? What would you say?
I think to that, what I would say is it's hard. It gets hard. There are times when personally I've just felt like I want to throw in the towel, like this is not even worth it, but it's patience. It's patience, and business is going to test you. Okay, it's going to test you, and it's a test, and you must pass it, so you cannot fail it. So I think it's to just keep going. It's going to be hard, and that's what businesses are. There'll be times you're not going to be paid, and it's very discouraging for any business owner when you're working so hard and you don't see that pay coming, but you're paying everyone. The taxman gets their cut, your employees get their cut, but you don't get anything, and it's a place of patience. But I think what I would say is you must have purpose. Why are you doing what you're doing? Because if you don't have purpose, then you're going to get very discouraged. So I think I would say let your purpose lead the profit. Eventually it's purpose that's going to push you, that's going to get you going. And eventually the profit will come in, but it will not come in without the struggle of business. I think for me, what I would encourage those that are planning to get into business, I would not advise that you start a business without serving somebody else. Whether you feel you're so talented, it's a principle. If you want to grow something, you must have been mentored into it. And also think through which business would you want to serve. It should be a business that would help you to grow in wherever you want to go. There's some people that have grown with us. We actually talk about it and we know what they're going to do. Sometimes we ask, if you left, what are you going to do? Most of them are going to consultation. Most of them are going to start their own businesses. But also we know that they will not fail because they have been mentored. So for me, that's I think the biggest advice. And then move with God. I have spoken God, but yes, I mean, that's so fundamental. because He knows what He has called us to be and to do. But God is a God of process, so trust the process.
Talking about process, 10 years have passed, 10 years are yet to come. Give me a vision. What does 10 years from now look like? What are the plans? What are the ideas?
Honestly, greatness. I just see us move from glory to glory. There's so much we have in line that's coming up. And I feel like 10 is done, Now we know a little better than we knew before. Like when it comes also to how we employ people, what kind of people we need, what kind of projects to bring, on board to help our customers, because it's always for the benefit of our customers. So the next 10 years, I'm so excited because I'm pumped. Like there's so much good stuff that is coming on. Like
It sounds exactly,
I can't even.
It sounds like Afros and more and more and more and more.
And more and more. Actually, we are now in the more. We have done the Afros part, and I think we have succeeded at that, no doubt. Now we're going to be now more. Actually, the next 10 years and plus is going to be the more. Yeah.
Sounds like a good prophetic word. How about 10 years for you? What does that look like from now?
I think now that I've also grown, there's a place that I've grown in. The next decade is a decade of intentionality. Next 10 years, I am speaking to myself that I may stay at the top, but coming back to the grassroots, to the foundation. So yes. So I think we could change a few things around there. And I said, oh, wait a minute, because I could not wait. I would say, I just want to get off the CEO court and then go back to the grassroots, because that's where I am most needed.
I'll tell you what, it sounds absolutely exciting, but I want to get to know you a little bit more with some fire questions, okay? Between the two of you, who is a morning person, who's a night person?
I'm not a morning person.
You're not a morning person.
I'm not a morning person.
Are you a night or morning person, Maggie?
I am a morning person, but from training, yes.
What is your go-to hairstyle?
A Cinnabon usually,
Okay.
But now I'm changing it to this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your go-to hairstyle?
I think it has been like a tuck and roll, but not anymore. I think I'm loving this. Yeah.
I think I want to join this club one day when I
Oh,
grow up.
yeah. One day. You should. We'll be happy to have you.
What is
for
your
sure.
favorite product? And it could be your own.
Yeah.
Which one is your favorite product to use and you can't live without it?
The hair booster. Yeah, it's a moisturizer. It's awesome. Like, it just keeps the hair soft and looking good, and you're good to go. You don't have to do too much with that. It's at my bathroom sink, Like when I wake up and my hair is crazy, I just spray it in, brush my hair, and I'm good to go. And I don't waste a lot of time. Because natural hair is about moisturizing. And that's the moisturizing product that we have. We love it.
What is your favorite Ugandan phrase?
Ochitegela. I always say that. I think for me it's Uganda olemwa. Sometimes when it's too much, you're just like, Uganda olemwa,
What is the other saying? Uganda chi nyuma?
Uganda
Chi nyuma. That's one.
Yeah, that one, I love that. No, that's the fun thing.
Now, how about your favorite celebrity that you would love to work on their hair?
I think there's one we already work on. Who's a favorite? Maggie.
Was this recent? Was this fresh?
No, it was such an opportunity, and it's a generational opportunity. And when I realized it, I think that was the best gift that ever happened to our family. The moment that I saw my dad in that moment, I said, me? How could I have ever gotten my dad to this moment? And that is serving the Nabagereka. So for me, for our family, that's historical.
It's beautiful. Two queens serving a queen. Their crown.
Nice. Yeah.
Absolutely
it's really
beautiful.
humbling, and I think she's our favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
Finally, in the celebration of 10 years, in a celebratory word,
Yeah.
what would you say to yourselves and each other and to your employees?
Myself, I'll say success that I didn't see coming. To my employees, I would say resilience because they have been through it all. Girl, I don't know how you do it, but you do it and you have done it. So done. Okay. Okay, so
To yourself?
to myself, Ebenezer, this far the Lord has brought me. To my employees, thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve and to be who I am today. Then to my sister, thank you for being a pillar. You're my inspiration. She's actually my mother, Wow. She takes the motherly, everything like around us. She goes before me. So thank you so much for being my pillar. Beautiful. Yes.